Hi and welcome to Winner's Corner. This Midsummer Sunday we have, as tradition demands, a V75 round at Kalmar racetrack. Very nice sport to expect, of course, but also interesting betting-wise, Harry, since Kalmar very often produces good payouts.
They really do, and I'm really hoping that this time for all our supporters that I'm going to be able to tip them 7 right. And while we're there, I want to say it's the midsummer weekend here in Sweden, and what a day to celebrate the day after midsummer.
It surely is, and we start immediately in race 7. It equals the third leg in the V75 round. It's a long-distance race over 3,140 meters, and the horses are divided up over 3 tiers. And you, Harry, you are going to start off with giving us a nice win bet here.
Absolutely, and I'm talking about Antonio Trott, Jorma Kontio and Timo Nurmos. This horse I followed for a couple of years, and I've always liked his attitude. He's got an incredible desire to win. Timo Nurmos always has his horses when they come back after a short layoff in top condition, and I'm looking for a good win at really good price this Sunday.
Number 8, Antonio Trott, will be our opening bet, a win bet in race 7. And we turn the page to race 8. A very interesting race for elite mares. Number 5, Ultra Bright, is the favorite. She was very impressive when she won a race at Åby racetrack in the end of April.
Absolutely, and don't forget also she's the winner of the Fillies Championship the year before. Friedrich Persch on there. This filly's a fighter. She's a tough filly. She's absolutely above above most fillies in this country. She's one of the best.
But I know that you want to talk about another horse as well in this race.
Yeah, and I think it's a horse. She won the Oaks. Stefan Persch on the trainer, and we're talking about Darling Miras. And I know she's travelling with a Yankee bike for the first time. She's taken a bit of time getting to her absolute best, but I can tell you right now, the stable are confident. And as I say, it's a fantastic filly, this one. And what a fight it's going to be between Ultra Bright and Darling Miras.
A Canela bet suggestion there in race 8 with horses number 4, Darling Miras, and number 5, Ultra Bright. We turn the page once again now to race 9. It's a Class 1 sprint race with Timo Nurmos trained number 10, Roe Heron, as the clear favorite. But you want to recommend another horse here?
Yes, I'm going to go for Gento. It's a Dutch horse, or Dutch bred, and driven by Thomas Uberg. Terrible draw, but just have a look at the results. And I mean, this is really a top class horse. And as I say, despite that draw 12, I still think got an absolutely fantastic chance of winning. We're going to get really good odds on that one. And as I say, his last 5 races have been won without. He could have blown out a candle.
A win bet there in race 9 on horse number 12, Gento. Now let's move on to the daily double. This Sunday it takes place in races 10 and 11, and DD1 is the most prestigious race of the day with 200,000 Swedish crowns to the winner. It's a sprint race, and number 5, Volstead, will become the clear favorite. Harry, what do you think of this race?
I think it's a really good top division race. I'm going for a horse that Stian Juhl has. It's called Tycoon Conway Hall, and it's driven here by Thomas Uberg. Have a look at this on the outside, how this horse battles all the way. He's come back after a nasty fracture, so they've taken a long time getting him back. But he's had a race under the belt, and I'm telling you, this horse is going to give them a run for their money. I can't see Volstead going past Tycoon Conway Hall at the start, and that's where it's going to be won or lost. And I believe that in the front, and with Thomas Uberg, an absolute catapult out of the gates, he's one of the fastest drivers out of the blocks anywhere. And with Tycoon Conway Hall, I think he can take the lead, and I think Volstead's going to have to battle to beat him.
That means that we have an interesting banker there in DD1 in number 2, Tycoon Conway Hall. DD2 is the bronze division. Full distance in what seems to become an open race, Harry. What do you have for us here?
It is actually very open. There are two that stand out for me, but you heard me tip Up or Hopper last time. Did well, didn't finish in the first three, but have a look at this race at any rate. Urian Schilström, he's in absolute top form, but he's only caught on the line is Up or Hopper here, if not winning the race actually. But I feel that at the odds, despite the draw, he's definitely a horse that will give us a lot better odds for that daily double. So I've stuck with one straight double, and let's go to the payout queue early on Sunday.
One combination there for the daily double this Sunday. In the V75 round, we of course have a lot of interesting races, and we are going to go through them now. It's all about finding the winners in 7 consecutive races that you already know. And here is how Harry has been solving it this Sunday. Starting in V75-1, the silver division over full distance, you mark 4 horses. Is there any one of them that you especially want us to turn our attention towards here?
There is. There are actually 2, but the one that I've chosen to pick out for you is a very low-rated horse percentage-wise, and that's 6 Frankie Brodder, driven today by Johan Untersteiner in this race, by Peter Untersteiner. But what I like is the way that Frankie Brodder, he always fights up to the line, and he never gives in, this horse. And as I say, it doesn't matter what distance, he's always thereabouts. He's a class horse, and I think that he's actually overlooked by many of the punters, and I strongly suggest you don't leave him out. The other one I just quickly want to say that is really overdue a win, I have to say it is 2 Spring Over. But those 4 horses that I've chosen, let's hope we're going to be alive after the first leg.
Okay, let's turn then to the second leg, and it's a Class 2 race, also this over full distance. This is the leg, Harry, where you spend most marks. And I'm a little interested in what chances you truly think the huge outsider number 4, Hero Bucco, has.
Well, actually, it's funny you say that. Willem Paul has become now one of my favourites. He won the elite race, but he's a long time shown just how good he is as a driver. When Stig Johansson says that throughout his career he's never ever met a tougher driver than Willem Paul, and he meant it in the right way. I think a really, really good chance, a really good draw. He's a very aggressive driver, Willem Paul, and as I say, he'll certainly give Hero Bucco a good chance of winning if he gets the good position that I think he will get from that draw. But as you can see, it's slightly open, and I like your choice for Hero Bucco, and that's why he's in our system.
The third leg, we've already talked about this, and you bank here number 8, Antonio Trott. Quite a daring banker according to the percentage, Harry.
Yeah, but if you want to win at this game, you've got to you can't always go for Dibaba that we saw on Saturday. But I think, as I say, I've seen Antonio Trott. I've followed this horse. How many times has he won on his debut after a break from racing? He's trained by an absolute first-class trainer, Timo Nurmos, an absolute top Finnish driver in Jorma Kontio, the Flying Finn. I can't ask for a better mix, and as I say, Timo Nurmos always has his horses in he's a master at getting horses to come off after a layoff. Look what Redley Express did after how many months.
You sound convincing there, Harry, so let's move on to the fourth leg. And here you use the same horses as you used for your Quinella. Number 4, Darling Moraz, and number 5, Ultra Bright.
I'd just like to interrupt and say, note also that number 5, Ultra Bright, Friedrich Persson's horse here, he's running in a race that is named after the great Viola Silas that he had such phenomenal success with. So you can understand how he's desperate to win this race. But I still say it's Darling Moraz.
Okay, we have to we move on then to the fifth leg. A win bet on number 12, Gento, you had, but here it's turned into 4 horses. How come?
Yeah, well, I feel the draw is definitely he's up against here. I gave it for odds, and as I say, the others I feel are there with a good chance, so we can hopefully be still alive.
The sixth leg it equals DD1, and on your DD system you recommended a banker number 2, Tycoon Conway Hall, but here you add on the favorite number 5, Volstead, and the outsider number 4, Vesterbo on the news. Comments on that?
Well, they're the 3 that stand out. I think we've got it all boxed in there, and it's just a question of choice now.
Finally, in the last leg, number 7, Uppa Hoppa was your banker in DD2, but here you do not want to leave out number 4, Barbara Hanover. Any last words on your system as a whole?
No, I think we've got a fairly good system at a fairly good price, and hopefully we're going to be collecting a lot of money on Sunday.
And then we can conclude that this V75 system, it holds 960 combinations. Please feel free to visit our website, swedishhorseracing.com. And with that, we wish you the best of luck now with your bets to Kalmar racetrack this Sunday. Bye-bye.